Good afternoon, welcome to the Inspiring Income Facebook page. Welcome to the Inspiring Income YouTube channel. I'm Amanda Fowler. It's Tuesday, the 22nd of November 2022. If you are here and watching me live, can you say hello? Let me know what the sound and lighting is like. I did quite a lot of testing last week and fingers, toes, eyes, everything crossed. I hope I fixed the sound, but I'll only know that if you tell me. So let me just check and make sure I am live. Stella's here, brilliant. Texas is in the house. Llewellyn's here. Good. Yes. Good morning, Kathy Jean. Alberta, Canada is in the house. So all my international friends are coming. Good afternoon, Scylla. I'm saying good afternoon to everybody. Sound okay at the moment. Like I said, fingers, toes, everything crossed that we have fixed the problem. We will see. We will see. So how are we all today? How are we doing? It's been sunny here. I actually went down to the village earlier and I didn't even have a coat on. So it's cool, but it's not really cold, but the sun's out. So that is nice. We've had about 4 or 5 inches of rain over the past week or so. So everywhere is damp, but yeah, but the sun is out. Good afternoon, Joanne. Good afternoon, Lisa. Good afternoon, Michelle. And saying it's sunny in Suffolk. That's good. Yeah. I don't know. I think we were watching, what were we watching on Sunday? Country Files. And they do like an extended weather forecast. I think this week is supposed to be pretty rubbish for most of the day. So, well, most of the day, most of the week. But right now, we'll take the sunshine. So what have you been up to since last week? I promised that we'd talk about Christmas baking today. Now, for my American friends, it's Thanksgiving this week, isn't it? So you've got a long weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Um, so I'm guessing that you are in holiday baking mode. So happy to talk about kind of any festival baking, actually. So whatever you're celebrating, let's talk about that. So, in the comments, put in the things that, you know, and we're talking sweet treats here. I'm not, maybe another week we'll talk about like the main event. Because that's, we get very passionate about what we're going to eat when. But I'm talking about sweet treats. So I'm talking about cakes and puddings and cookies and biscuits and yeah, sweet treat snacks. That's what I'm talking about. Um, so I've got my I've actually got my cookery books. And downstairs, everything's weighed out, ready to go. It is Christmas cake baking today. So, um, yeah, it's like 4.5 hours, 5 hours. So as soon as I've finished here, I'm gonna whiz downstairs, get everything made and into the oven, and then hopefully by about 9 o'clock tonight, it'll be cooked. But it will mean that we will have the best smelling house ever. So, um, this Mary Berry's Baking Bible. So I've actually got 3 books that I use all the time. Um, that's a real fib. As far as Christmas baking is concerned, 3 books that I use all the time. Um, I have so many cookery books. I wouldn't want to count them, um, because I bake and I cook and I love cookery books, and every year Brian buys me a new cookery book from, um, for Christmas, and that's my treat after Christmas dinner's done, is to curl up, oh, with a mug of something like hot chocolate and read my cookery book. So this everybody needs one of these. If you, um, have never baked and want to learn how to bake, Mary Berry is the one. Lorraine, okay, hang on a second. Yeah, I am live on YouTube. I don't know why you can't see me. Perhaps go out of YouTube and then go back in again. Try that. Oh, Sue! Oh, that's brilliant. So so Sue's bought a booster plug for her internet. So she's been having problems with me cutting out, so you're hoping that that's okay. So Donna's saying she loves Mary Berry. Okay, so anyway, this is I am not in any way affiliated with Mary Berry, but this is the book. Um, and I don't know whether you can see this, but I write in my cookery books, and this page, this is the Victoria sandwich. That's actually the page that it opens on because it's covered in cake mixture. But this has everything in it about baking equipment, and what I'm actually using today, which is the Christmas cake. And I have this piece of paper that lives in there because we don't really like currants, prefer raisins, sultanas, prefer more cherries than it says. So basically, I write down all of the ingredients so it makes the same amount. So that lives in there. Um, so yeah, so that is my Christmas cake. Um, best brownie recipe as well. Um, for my North American friends, it's in grams, but it's also in ounces. So I know you use cup measures, but you also have ounces, don't you? So oh, she has a new updated version. Oh, I don't know. Llewellyn, if you ping, email me, let me just put my email address up. Email me with a couple of links of different books, and I'll tell you which one is the most similar to mine. Yeah, because she brings out loads of books, but that's the one that I recommend always. Then there's this one. Who remembers this? So this is Delia Smith. Now, Delia did a television series, and this was published in 1990. So this would have been the year after I got married. And in it, she has, oh, look, let me go. Let me see if I can find it. She has menu. This is for those of you that love a traditional kind of Christmas. She's got Christmas pudding. She's got the Dundee cake and shopping lists and all sorts of things. Mulled wine sorbet. Anybody from mulled wine sorbet? So this is absolutely the quintessential 1980s, 90s Christmas. But what she does have in here is like the final 36 hours for all your recipes. So for the cooking and all of that. So Delia's awesome. And then a more recent version is Nigella's Christmas. Now, Nigella has all sorts of different things here, along with lots of sweet treats. But um, one of the things that we love, and my Aussie friends might like this, I don't know whether you can see that. It says an Australian Christmas pudding with hot chocolate chestnut sauce. So basically, it's like an ice cream version of Christmas pudding. It's amazing. So, yeah, and I use Nigella's way of cooking a turkey. So I yeah, I cook it upside down. So it means that the breast is squashed a little bit, but it means that you get really juicy, juicy turkey. Um, so Christmas treats. What things do you cook for Christmas? So, like I said, we always have Christmas cake. Um, and if you don't know what Christmas cake is, it it's a fruit cake, and I know a lot of people are put off when you talk about fruit cake because it's quite often dark, and a lot of people burn it, to be honest. They just cook it for way too long. Um, I don't like a dark fruit cake. Um, like I said before, I'm not really a fan of currants. Um, I use light brown sugar, not dark brown sugar. I use golden syrup instead of treacle. So I just lighten it a little bit, but my cake is more fruit than actual cake. The cake batter is just there to stick the fruit together. Um, and it should be moist. Now, for me, you're supposed to put brandy on fruit cake, or on the soaking on the fruit, but I always use malt whiskey, basically, because that's what we have in the house. Um, and I think in Mary Berry's recipe, it's like 2 tablespoons. I start with about 4 tablespoons and then probably put 2 tablespoons on every day for probably 3 or 4 days. There is quite a lot of whiskey in the fruit, so that's makes it moist as well. We cover it in marzipan and then fondant icing, and then I deliver it to Kimberly, and she does the fancy decorating bit for it. I'm just uh, yeah, I just don't have real skills as far as the piping goes. Um, and I'm not that patient either, whereas she'll spend hours doing amazing things with royal icing, so I let her do that. I just I'll just take the cake. So that's what we do as far as Christmas cake's concerned. Brian always likes to have a Dundee cake, which is slightly different. It's quite often a darker fruit cake, and it has, no icing on it, but, almonds on it, and he eats that with cheese. Um, Actually, I eat Christmas cake with cheese, to be honest. Um, yeah. Now, Kim's husband, Dom, his family, they always have a Yule log. They don't like Christmas cake. So they have a chocolate Yule log, and that's kind of their treat. So, um, yeah. So, now I'm going to scroll back because I've been chatting for ages and loads more people have joined. So, let's have a look. Um, Donna's saying Dom's in Australia. It's been snowing and quite cool. which is weird because it's nearly summer in Australia. Ooh. And just eaten a maple glazed donut. Yum. She's not baking though. Margaret is here. It's Sunny in Oxford, and Jan, and Lorraine, and Sue. And Triana's sneaking in. She's at work. She should be watching. Bless you. Donna loves Mary Berry. Angela and Chris are here. Oh, it's been very sunny, but she thinks the rain's moving in again. Afternoon, Mum. Pauline's here. Um, do. Ooh, Lorraine saying my picture shows the live, but can't see the live stream. Can you press play on it, Lorraine? Try that. Jan says she's got the Delia Christmas book and a few more of hers. Yeah, I've got more Delia books. It shows your age. No, it doesn't. We're just what what did one of my friends call us the other day? Oh, we're legends now. We're not old, we're legends. And Triana writes the schedule for Christmas, so everything is timed to perfection. Yeah, I do the same. I work backwards from where I what time we're gonna eat and yeah, work all the way through. Hello, Tina. Oh, Llewellyn's saying her niece has married the sweetest British man and they're coming to visit and she wants to make something special for him. That's really lovely. Oh, Llewellyn is saying that she likes fruitcake with dates, pecans, pineapple. Oh, that's delicious. So, um, when I make the Christmas cake, it has to be dairy free because of Kim, and she doesn't like nuts either. So I could never put nuts in. No, that's not true. I put ground almonds in because it's the texture she doesn't like. So, yeah, so hence we have even more fruit in the fruit cake. Oh, Valerie. Valerie's in Hollywood, Florida. We have a thing called a bun. Yes, Caribbean bun. I growing up, had some friends who would their mums would make that. Christmas and Easter. It's like a take of a British hot cross bun that's large and more dense and eaten with cheese. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, wow, that takes me back to my school days, that does. Yeah, we had a great group of friends and we would go and have tea at each other's houses. So I remember that. Okay. Marion, hello, hello. Oh, so Donna uses her Christmas pudding as a cake and a dessert. Ooh, she has cold ham, baked chook, which if you don't understand Australian, that's chicken, pasta salad, coleslaw, deviled egg, pineapple dip and tuna dip, and nuts and bolts. Okay, so Donna, I need to know what pineapple dip is. So what is in pineapple dip and what are nuts and bolts? I've never heard of nuts and bolts. And pineapple dip, what do you dip in the pineapple dip? Because in my brain, pineapple's sweet. So you'll have to let me know. Oh, Sue. She's saying it's a Yule log for them these days as no one's keen on fruit anymore. I know. It's like a dying art, I think. Oh, Valerie's saying orange coloured cheese. Yeah. So, Janet. Hello, hello. Right. So, Janet's asking for help. Any ideas for a Christmas void of mixed dried fruit? Have some family members with a nut allergy, no dried fruit, no mixed peel. Chocolate Yule log. Definitely. Definitely, definitely chocolate Yule log. I think Janet is gonna be your best friend. Um, what else have I made over the years? I've done snow-topped brownies. So I've made chocolate brownies and then covered them in icing sugar and stacked them all up to make like a, I don't know, pyramid type shape and put the Christmas decorations on. Um, and you can serve that with like a dollop of brandy cream. That'd be nice. Hello, Anita. Um, Lorraine is saying that's all okay. Pavlova is Chris is suggesting. Yeah, and lots of requests for pineapple dip, so we need to know what pineapple dip is. Oh, sticky toffee pudding. Yeah, again, that's another favourite. Um, so, um, growing up, Kimberly, as we've already established, loves fruitcake, but Connor doesn't. So I would always make him brownies, um, for pudding. So Kim would always eat Christmas pudding, um, but Connor would always have brownies. So there we go. Okay. So, any more suggestions? Anything else anybody cooks for Christmas? Ooh, Sue saying golden syrup pudding rather than sticky toffee pudding. So if you don't know what the kind of difference is, sticky toffee pudding tends to be darker and it has dates in it. Um, and golden syrup pudding is, um, more like a sponge cake with golden syrup, which, yeah, is, really delicious. Llewellyn is saying a strawberry pretzel salad. Okay, so that makes yeah. What is that? So, strawberries, but do you mean crunchy pretzels? Do you mean soft pretzels? It 'Cause one of the things as I'm talking to, international friends is the way we bake and the way we cook and the way we eat, particularly at holiday times, Christmas and festivals and that kind of thing. There are things that we all do because we've always done them, that kind of make no sense to anyone else. There are things that we do here in the UK that make no sense to me as well. So, bread sauce bread sauce? Um, yeah, I remember going to Brian's parents for the first time ever for Christmas dinner, and there was this gluey, nasty thing. Yeah, bread sauce. It's nasty. I don't understand. But then I'm not really a fan of gravy either, so so I think I am a bit strange. Oh my word. Okay, so Margaret makes Florentines. They are delicious. So they're like candied fruits, in like a caramel to kind of, make them into a biscuit shape, and then they're dipped in chocolate. They are delicious. Okay, so Llewellyn is explaining about the strawberry pretzel salad. So, having read the description, to me, it sounds like strawberry pretzel cheesecake. So, she makes a pretzel base, then a cream cheese layer, then jelly and strawberries. That's very cool. Delicious. Lorraine makes Delia's veggie sausage rolls. Oh, I'll have to look up that. That'll be good for Kim. So Donna is explaining about the pineapple dip. A can of crushed pineapple with the juice strained off, mixed or combined with cream cheese. You can use Jatz biscuits or carrot sticks and celery to eat it with. Oh, nuts and bolts are a Nutri-Grain cereal and salted peanut mixed with curry powder, French onion soup mix, and oil. Just oh my word! That is the weird Donna, that is the weirdest recipe ever. So let me read that again because I think we all need to try this. A Nutri-Grain cereal. So I'm I'm guessing Cheerios, that kind of thing. Salted peanuts mixed with curry powder, French onion soup mix, and oil. And I'm guessing the oil is to make the curry powder and the French onion soup mix stick. That's cool. Yeah, so Llewellyn's saying that you add sugar and butter to the crushed pretzels and bake for 10 minutes. So, yes, so it is, like a cheesecake, a chilled cheesecake base. So, we would do it with digestive biscuits or ginger nuts. I'm guessing the equivalent is probably graham crackers, that kind of thing. So, so many things that we can try. Oh, not Cheerios, Valerie, more like Weetabix. Oh, wow. My goodness me, how amazing is that? Okay, so I am going to turn the camera around. I'm going to do some crafting. Got a little bit of quick Christmas crafting with a new stamp and die set that's been on my shelf for a while, um, and I wanted to use it today because it's really quick, really quick. So I'm gonna turn the camera around. I'm hoping that the sound is still okay. Um, do let me know, if it's deteriorating in any way. Um, Don was saying, when you read the recipe, it sounds horrid, but actually it's delicious. Quite often these things are. Okay, so let's just move that. So, I'm back. I don't know what happened just then. Oh my goodness. It looked like the internet completely died. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Yeah, just have to let me know if you can let me know. Yeah, Llewellyn, technical difficulties, Donna. Yeah, honestly. So is the sound okay? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, the internet just died completely. So, not sure. Okay. Right. So, let me just dropped stuff. Let me just show you. So this is the stamp set that I have been saving. So, it's called Snowman Magic. Now, over the years, we have had lots of different snowmen stamp sets. And my guess is that you might have some. Yeah, you might have some in your stash. But if you haven't got a snowman stamp set, I think this is going to be a great one for you. So there are so many different little elements here. I'm going to show you some of them as I'm stamping. But you've got like a little top hat and a bow. You've got like a little lady's hat and a pom-pom hat and some sunglasses. And then can you see you've got a snowman face with his eyes closed and a snowman face with dots of coal, but also you can have the snowman facing whichever way you want. Either way. The cutest little bunny. I love this sentiment. And then you've got trees. Now, it also comes with a set of dies. Oh no. When I came upstairs, there were 2 of those. There seems currently to be only 1. That's not very helpful. So the first die that comes with this set is this one. And it cuts out these snowflakes around the edge. And what it does, let me just see if I can get it up. Oh, what it does is it only cuts that inside edge. So when you put it on a piece of card, it cuts this snowflake border. So just when you're cutting, just make sure that you've cut your piece of cardstock the right size. But I love that. I think that is really, really cool. And then you've got all of these million other dies. So you've got a couple of trees. So you've got a fir tree and like a twiggy wintry tree. And then all of these others are designed to cut out all of these teeny tiny elements. So you can cut out the snowman, and there's a snowflake additional one. You can cut out the little stars. You can even cut out his nose and eyes, and there's a little heart as well. So loads of things, and there are 2 sets of hands. I'm just hoping. Oh, there we go. There's the other one. I need that for later. Whatever you do, don't lose the tiny dies. Okay. So that's the dies. You can buy it in a bundle or you can buy them separately. obviously. Let's pop that away. And there are quite a few Christmassy sentiments on here, but you know me, I love a Merry Christmas or a Happy Christmas. So I'm probably going to use this one from Christmas to remember. So the first thing I'm going to do is get all of these stamps out. So it's a photopolymer stamp set. So if you're stamping in black, you need to use Memento. And I've got some markers there. Ooh. There we go. Okay. So whenever you're using photopolymer, I always recommend you use the stamping mat. Now, I have got a piece of thick Whisper White card here. I know quite often stamping directly onto the front of a card is a little bit scary. So if you don't think that that's what you want to do, then the best thing to do is to cut a white layer to stick on the front, and then you've got the white on white. But it means that you're not stamping directly onto the card. Equally, if you mess up when you stamp directly on the card, you can cover it over. So I am going to start out with one of the most important stamps, which is this one or this one. Basically, these are grounding strips. So it means that I can stamp that, and then I've got somewhere for my snowman to go. Because realistically, you don't want him floating in the air. Right. I haven't actually used these stamps yet, so I'm just inking them up a couple of times and stamping them onto some scratch paper. There we go. Because new stamps, they have like a release agent on them. And sometimes it means that they don't stamp clearly right at the very beginning. Okay, so I can actually just stamp him straight down. Look, it's actually got somewhere to sit. So then I'm going to add a few little embellishments. So we will start out with a scarf. And then put his face on. How cute is that? Okay, we've just got to colour in his carrot nose. He's going to have a bobble hat. Perched on the top of his head. I'm just going to put some little buttons down. Let me bring him up. And then I've just got to put his little arms in. And the joy of using the Memento Black is if you don't quite match him up, you can just draw in a little line. And then I'm going to get my little Merry Christmas. Let me pull that off. And pop that down. And there you go. There is a very fast Christmas card. Little bit of stamping. I've used 2 colours of ink. I've used 1 marker. And that's all. And like I said, if you're worried about stamping directly onto the white card, then do a layer and then stamp it. It's just so straightforward, so easy. And I was, like I said, I went to the village earlier today, and I went in. I went into the craft shop because I went to buy some more yarn. Yeah, I'll confess all about that another day. But anyway, I went into the yarn shop, and in order to get to where the yarn is, I have to walk through the Christmas card aisle, or the greetings card aisle. And there are so many of this style of card, with a lot of white space, a small image, nice little sentiment, and they're so expensive. And it's so fast for us to do, so quick and easy. Now, obviously, you can embellish this to your heart's content. You could put tiny dots of glue on and put some glitter on it. You could, on my next card, I'm going to be using these. And these are iridescent pearls. You could add some of those, or some little snowflake charms, or stamped snowflakes, or whatever. But actually, who doesn't love a quick and simple card, particularly when we've got quite a few to make? So, okay. So that is the first one. Now, I'm going to be using the frame for this card, but I need a snowman. Now, I can, or I could, use the dies to cut it out, but I'm actually just going to sort of stamp the elements and cut them out myself. So I'm going to pop that down. And I'm going to do exactly the same elements, but I'm going to cut each one out. Okay, so what that does, obviously, it gives you a more 3D effect. There we go. So again, I've used Memento black ink to stamp everything. I've actually die cut his little arms. And why are snowmen? There must be a reason. But we always refer to them as snowmen. So these are very cool, these dies, because look, you've got the twiggy bit, but then you've got a good little round bit at the back, at the end, so you can actually stick it. That's very cool. Right, I'm just going to put these dies away, because otherwise they are going to disappear. All right. Okay. So scissors. And this is actually going to be a fairly quick card as well. But obviously like I said, you don't have to hand cut them because you can use the dies. But rather than grabbing my Stampin' Cut and Emboss, I just thought I would snip these around because it'll just take a second. And there are people out there who like fussy cutting. And I am one of those strange people. If you like fussy cutting as well, you are in good company. But I do take my glasses off, which is kind of entertaining. So let's just see. Last little bit. That's the last tiny bit. Okay. All right, so let's put this little chap together. So I'm going to use a foam dimensional pad for his bubble hat, and a little bit of Tombow for his scarf. Let's just move that over a bit so you can see his buttons as well. And then put his arms on. So again, a tiny dot of glue. It doesn't want to stick there. Okay. There we go. So there he is. Right, that needs to go. I'm going to pull that off actually and stick it on flat because it wasn't quite at the right level. Sorry. There we go. Valerie's saying, would a mini glue dot fit on the arm? Absolutely, it would. Yes. Yeah. Perfect size. Okay. So I've got a balmy blue card blank and a matte layer of the die cut. And what I'm actually going to do is stamp the sentiment in the middle. So I'm just putting glue around the solid edge. I'm not putting any glue around the snowflakes because the solid edge will be more than enough to kind of pin it down. Ooh, got a couple of bits here, look, that need poking out. Yeah, so that you can see that these are sort of free to move. So this sentiment says it's the most magical time of year. And I'm using Night of Navy. Yeah. To kind of tone in I could use black, but I'm liking that navy. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals on the snowman. Oh, you can never have too many dimensionals. You don't want him to have a saggy middle. There we go. And then I'm going to get these lovely iridescent pearls. Now, if you're doing this month's craft along, you will have got some of these in your kit. They are very, very pretty. So no such thing as too much sparkle. So a lot of these snowflakes are going to have pearls on them. That one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we need 7. Odd numbers always. And then put one up there as well. So there we go. You can see the lovely iridescence and the very cute snowman. So let me let me just tidy up this chaos. It really is chaos today. I've got to try and pick up the cards now without getting ink all over them. Move that all to one side, out of shot. So good that you can't you can't see what I can see. So there we go. So there are the 2 cards. Now, let me just reinforce that so it'll lie flat a little bit better. There we go. So there you go. So obviously this is just purely stamps and ink and your cardstock. And this one is stamps and ink and a little bit of die cutting. It's such quick cards and covers kind of, you know, all sorts of different crafting needs, if you want, different things that you can do, because I appreciate not everybody has a die cutting machine. So you could, if you wanted to step this one up, you could do this little snowman, cut him out, and then put some more embellishments on it as well. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. There's a raft of beautifuls and thank yous and cute cards. They are really lovely. So, like I said, this is the stamp set. It's called Snowman Magic. And then the dies, which I've got buried somewhere, are called Snowman dies. And you know, you can buy them as a bundle, but equally you can buy one or the other. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope the sound has improved today. I'm really sorry that the internet died earlier. I'll watch this on replay again and see if I can see what else is going on. I did mention on my live last week that they are replacing the telephone cables near where I am. And they're moving stuff to full fibre, but they haven't come onto our street yet. But I do wonder whether the work that they're doing is kind of having a interruption problem with my internet. So Yeah, I will keep endeavoring to get these lives to you and with better sound and so on. So take care of yourselves. I will see you all again next week. That's the 29th. It's also craft along next Tuesday. So I'll see some of you twice next Tuesday. But until then, take care. And if you would like to purchase any of the products that you've seen today, please pop over to my blog, which is www.inspiringinking.com, and you'll see clickable links to all of the projects, but also a link to my online store. Take care until then. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.